Alright guys, welcome to another video. So today is going to be lesson 4, which is one variable and multivariable substitution. So at first it may look a little intimidating, but basically all we're going to be doing is taking small expressions and equations and basically substituting values or like numbers into them and to derive an answer. So let's hop right in. Alright, so let's go through one variable substitution first. Alright, so one variable substitution. So what do I mean by one variable substitution, right? That basically means that there's any type of expression, right? Let me move this. Alright, so that means that we have any type of variable, right? We have one variable and we have an expression. Let's make a very simple expression for now. Let's do 3x, right? This is one term and has one variable, right? And basically what we're going to do is substituting. What is substituting, right? You're replacing one thing for another. So in substituting, we're just going to be basically taking a value for a variable and then inputting it in place of the variable. So let's say, let me put this on the bottom. So let's say that the x, or the variable, is equal to 5. Okay? So if the variable is equal to 5, then we know that in place of x, we need to put 5, right? So this is the same thing as 3 times 5. And what is 3 times 5? Well, that's easy. That's 15. So this is a very simple expression that we're going to be looking into, but let's do a few more. A little bit more rigorous. Let's look at, for example, let's say that n, right? This is our variable. N is equal to 6, alright? And then let's do the equation 3n minus 9. So what is this equal to? Well, you just incorporate the variable. We know that n is equal to 6, so we take the 6 and place it in to the equation minus 9. So what is 3 times 6? That's 18 minus 9 again. 18 minus 9 is 9. So our final answer will be 9. It's another very simple one. Let's make it a little bit harder. Let's incorporate some division. So let's say that y is our variable. Y is 8. Okay. And then let's say we have the equation. Let's do 8y divided by 4. Alright. So in this case, you could easily just do what we did in the last video and simplify. This would be the same thing as 2y. But for my case of really explaining how to do it, let's just keep it as it is. So this is the same thing as 8 times our variable, which is 8 divided by 4. So what is 8 times 8? Well, 8 times 8 is 64, so it would be 64 divided by 4. And what is 64 divided by 4? Well, I think that's 16. So that would be our final answer, 16. So that's also another very, very easy division one. You can easily simplify this one if you wanted to into 2y to make it easier for you when you solve it. But just for my case, let's just leave it like this. Alright, let's do another question. Let's incorporate all that we've learned so far, but make it still going to be one variable, but we're going to incorporate the same variable twice. So let's say we have z. Z is equal to, let's say z is equal to 9. Alright? And then let's do the equation. Let's do 3 times z minus 7 and then let's put a parentheses so you understand that you have to do this part first according to our first lesson. Alright, and then divided by 8z. So you see, we have two different variables. I mean, we have two of the same variables, but in two different spots. So this is technically still one variable substitution, because it's the same variable applied to two areas of the equation. So we just do the same thing. Let's just substitute our variables. So it'd be 3 times 9 minus 7, and then let's put another parentheses. Oops. There we go. This one we put two parentheses because we have two different variables. And then we incorporate the division part, times 8 times 9. So you may see a lot of parentheses, just do what's in the parentheses. So we have 3 times 9, and that's equal to what? That's 27, right? So 27 minus 7, right? Oops. Let's put an equal sign. So it would be 27 minus 7 divided by 8 times 9. What is 8 times 9? Well, that's 72. So this is a very large number. And that equals to, well, what is 27 minus 7? Well, that's 20, right? So 20 divided by 72. And we can simplify this further into, well, let's do it in steps. So let's divide both sides of the division sign by, let's see, 4, right? Because that is its greatest common factor as I see it. 4. So divided by 4 on both sides, you have 5 divided by, and then 72 divided by 4 is the same thing as 18. So this will be your final answer. 5 divided by 18. So that's one variable substitution. Let's go into multivariable substitution. So that would be, let's go bottom, multivariable substitution. Okay, so for this one, it's basically using two different variables in order to solve the same question. How to basically substitute into getting a final answer. So for this one, it's basically the same thing, you're just applying several different variables. So for example, let's do A equals 3, and then let's do B equals 4. Alright, and then let's say our equation is equal to 4a minus 5b divided by 6a. So, alright, let me just put a parenthesis so you guys know where to start. Alright, so obviously, based off PEMDAS, we need to start with the parentheses. So, first let's incorporate all the variable substitutions. So that'll be 4 times 3 minus 5 times 4 divided by 6 times 3. And so let's do all of the calculations. So 4 times 3 is 12 minus 5 times 4, which is 20, full divided by 6 times 3, which is 18. And then we have one more step, which is simplifying what's in the parentheses again. So what is 12 minus 20? Well, that's negative 8. Let's keep the parentheses so you guys know. Divided by 18. And then as you can see, you can simplify it. So based on what I see, its GCF would be 2. So it would be divide both sides by 2, which is negative 4, divided by 9. And so that is our final answer. So yeah, that's one of the more simple ones. Let's go through another more rigorous question. Let's do 4 variables this time. Alright, let's do A equals 5 B equals 9, C equals 7, and D equals, let's do a double digit, 11. Alright, I'm going to move this over, full thing over here. Alright. So, and then let's make our equation real quick. Let's do, let's incorporate all of it, right? Including exponents. Let's look through some exponents. Parentheses, 6b minus 5c. Alright, and then let's square it. Alright, divided by, let's do 30a plus 4d. Alright, so this is a pretty lengthy equation. We're probably going to need a calculator, so make sure you have a calculator out. Alright, so first let's do some substituting. So we have 6 times 9 minus 5 times 7, and then square that, divided by 30 times 5 plus 4 times 11. So that's our final equation. It's very long, but let's cut to the calculations. So in the beginning we have 6 times 9, which is 54, minus 5 times 7, which is 35. Square that, divided by 30 times 5, which is 150, plus 44. And so let's calculate all of this. And let me quickly make it to the next line so you guys can see what I'm doing. So this is equal to 19 squared, wow, it's a big number, divided by 150 plus 44, which is the same thing as 194. That's equal to, let's get out a calculator real quick. So what is 19 times, well, 19 squared actually, but same thing as 19 times 19. So that would be equal to 361. So let's put that right here. 361 divided by 194. And for our case, well, this doesn't lead to like any more simplification. If you guys want to put in a decimal, you can, but for our case, we're just going to leave it as an improper fraction. So yeah, this was a pretty lengthy one. There are a few questions like this, I guess you might see for homework, but most of them are pretty simple, just to give you some more practice. And so yeah, this is the last video of Unit 1, and I'll see you guys in Unit 2. Thank you.